Good afternoon, Aviators. I'm Jarrett.
And I'm Ryan.
And these are your afternoon announcements. In the lineup today, we'll be previewing prom and the upcoming Media Arts Aviator Shootout, as well as some special packages on Director's Cut and more. On April 19th, the senior grade level will be having a class meeting in the auditorium. Make sure to bring your iPad as they will be discussing important graduation information that will require you to fill out forms.
If you turn 18 on or before November 8th, 2022, you are eligible to vote in the May 3rd primary election. Individuals that are currently 17 but will be 18 by the general election held on November 8th will be able to vote in the May primary election. However, those individuals are only permitted to vote for candidates. They are not permitted to vote on any issues that appear on the ballot. Please see Mr. Mosier in room 231 if you have any questions regarding registering to vote.
If you are a senior and attending the college fair back in October 21, you will be eligible for the Senior Skip Day on April 25th. Coming up next is our package segment. Today's packages are covering upcoming events as well as Director's Cut, Reppin That, and here they are.
Art is one of the most underappreciated departments in any school system, but this senior class is hoping to change that. The Alliance High School Art Department offers a variety of classes under its umbrella, ranging from photography to traditional art and today's topic, sculpting. It was the senior sculpting class that first offered the idea of a senior art show.
So we decided to do senior night mostly by the prompting of a handful of my senior sculpture students. They're like, hey, Mrs. Burris, let's do senior night. And I was like, yeah. So this will be a nice start, showcasing all the artwork that our seniors have done, from sculpture and painting and drawing from Mr. Cabas's class, and even the students that took foundations classes their senior years. Just a chance to get together and show art as a whole. And what we're capable of doing, a night of celebration to celebrate the art that they've created.
With the seniors hard at work, it was hard to get interviews with them, but we were able to pull aside one of them who played a big role in getting this show done.
The art show is a senior art show, like all the senior art classes, even the senior college and career tech programs are going to be in it. And so there's like senior nights for like sports. I'm like, well, why can't we do that for art shows? So that's where the idea came from. We're presenting everything that we worked on this year, including the stuff that's going to be in the Lion King musical.
Nicholas Reed, Afternoon Announcements. Important update. The Senior Art Show will now be held on April 27th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. in the auxiliary gym. All other information remains the same.
This is your prom preview. Prom is coming up soon. The theme is A Night on Cloud 9. Wow, what a creative theme. This event will take place at the Lions Senior Center on Saturday, April 23rd. The event starts at 6:30 p.m. and ends at 11. Doors to the event will close at 7:30. There will be no entry after 7:30. Sign-ups ended March 31st. If you didn't get to sign up and still want to go, you can, but there will be an additional $5 on your ticket price. Here's more information about tickets. Tickets will be sold next week, April 4th through the 8th for $30 each. If you can't get a ticket next week, don't worry. Tickets will also be available April 18th for $35. Also, April 18th will be the last chance you get to get a prom ticket. No exceptions. Out-of-school guest request forms can be picked up at the main office. The lack or delay of an out-of-school guest form will not be permitted a ticket to be sold after the deadline of the advance tickets. It is a student's responsibility to ensure they turn in a complete out-of-school guest form in time for signatures and approval.
We are having our 13th annual Aviator Shootout. Starting on Wednesday, April 20th, media arts students will be competing to make short films. They have a 48-hour deadline to write, film, and edit these short films to be reviewed by professionals in media. Screenings and prizes will be happening on Friday, April 22nd in Room A at 7 p.m. Anybody is able to attend the screening. What are you looking forward to in the shootout this year?
The creativity and the competition against the juniors.
What'd you like best about the shootout last year?
That we had 48 hours just to create something with all creativity.
What do you think made your film win last year?
I feel like what made our film win was we had an amazing amount of teamwork. Everybody had their part that we put into it, and we all just took time to work together and come up with a whole plot of the movie.
What are you looking forward to in the shootout this year?
I'm really looking forward to having everybody get together and having the different levels of experience. The juniors are really good at planning videos, but the seniors also have a lot of experience. So it's really nice to see how it'll all come together.
What did you like best about the shootout last year?
I liked having to plan and having mostly your own creative freedom on the project. You do have to have certain shots, and you are told which genre you have to do, but once you get with your group and you get to plan it out, it starts to become really fun, and then you get to actually start filming it and then editing it, and it ends up being really fun.
What do you think made your film win last year?
I think last year the thing that made our film stand out was that it had a concrete story. Although the other films were really good, some of them were either all over the place or they were more of a narration than an actual film. So ours had a concrete story. Well, I wouldn't say concrete. It is a 3-minute film. But it had a start, a middle, and an end, and you could kind of tell what was going on through it.
Welcome back to possibly the last episode of the Director's Cut. I know last week I was going to talk about the dumpster fire that was Ms. Marvel's trailer, but I saw a recent Morbius movie that was even worse, and I had to give my rating of it. Let's just say this review will not be lighthearted. The movie is a straight up 3 out of 10. It's such a cluster of confusion and potholes that make no sense whatsoever. The movie is also very predictable. Whatever you think is going to happen, happens. The movement of Morbius and the main villain is so distracting and causes you to look away from the action and focus on the trail it leaves behind them. Not only does it have bad action and events in the movie, but it also just has a terrible story and script. The characters are super dull and feel like they don't have any emotions. This just makes the movie not feel exciting or keep you focused on what's going on. If Marvel scrapped this movie, I feel like no one would have been worried about it because of how bad it was. It's such a disappointment to see a cool character like Morbius, a literal vampire, be shown in live action and be ruined. When I went to the theaters, it was literally me, a friend, and a 50-year-old man sitting in the back that left midway through the movie because of how empty it was. I would have rather watched the Eternals 10 times over than rewatch Morbius for a 3rd time. I rewatched Morbius for a 2nd time to notice all the mistakes in the movie. This movie is definitely a 3 out of 10, but there's multiple reasons that I can rate it lower, but I won't. The movie had no hype, had fans disappointed, and just was another mistake for Jared Leto's acting career. That's all I have for this edition of Director's Cut. Enjoy the rest of the announcements.
Good afternoon, aviators, and welcome back to Reppin That, the show where we recognize students who have done some outstanding acts of kindness or achievement throughout the school or community. First up today, we have Faith Jansel, a junior nominated by Mr. Skidmore. Here's what he had to say about Faith. Faith always comes to class happy and full of energy. She doesn't complain and brightens our room. If she's having a bad day, you'd never know it. Thank you, Faith, for brightening our mornings. Great job, kiddo. All right, let's see who do we have up next. Up next, we have Alex Cork, a senior nominated by Mrs. McKnight. Here's what she had to say about Alex. Alex went above and beyond when she volunteered to help new career tech students and their families find rooms. She shared her experiences in sports medicine and gave great insight from a student's perspective. She was thoughtful and encouraging to those who sought advice. Wow, thanks for doing that. Thank you. All right, last but not least, we have Zakiah Wood. My friend Little Z was nominated by Mr. Rossetti. He said, I want to acknowledge Zakaya for being an upstanding citizen and bringing important information to an adult when needed. Thanks for doing that. All right, thank you for watching. And now back to your announcements.
Thank you for watching. I'm Jarrett.
And I'm Ryan.
And we hope you have an amazing day.